President Donald Trump has been officially sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. And he has started off by immediately raging. In one of his last acts of power, former President Joe Biden basically did a slew of preemptive presidential pardons, which have really gotten the new president's goat. Now, funny enough, for Biden, he had promised back in 2020, we will not do preemptive pardons. What changed? Well, likely back then, he probably believed that Americans would not have considered re-electing a clown who allegedly led an insurrection. And I say allegedly because it never went to court, because Trump did not allow it to get to court, so we couldn't adjudicate it. So now, that said, Americans did, for some weird reason, price of eggs or something, and so Biden felt like he had to ensure that Trump did not intend to take out his ire on his political enemies, because you can't go after Biden because Biden's got immunity. So, can't really go after Joe Biden, can't really go after Hunter Biden because he's already been pardoned. So, who do I go after? Who do I attack? Who do I distract the country, with a witch hunt trial while we rob them? Because that's the plan. Now, apparently, for a while, it was Fauci. We're going to go after Fauci. We're going to go after Liz Cheney. We're going to go after all the January 6th, committee people, the unselect committee. Well, turns out he's not going to be able to do that. Biden's pardons issued on Monday covered former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, as well as members and witnesses to the Congressional Select Committee that investigated the January 6th Capitol riots. So,
whoopsie.
Can't go after anybody. Can't go after those people. The people that Trump had promised to go after while he was campaigning. Okay, so it's not like we didn't get any warning ahead of time. Those people are now protected, as well as members of Biden's family, and we'll get to that. This, of course, is ruining Trump's special day. All right. In a text to NBC News' Kristen Welker, during the inauguration party, the president wrote, "It is disgraceful. Many are guilty of major crimes." Which crimes? Do we have it? Do we have a list of what alleged crimes these people had committed? And that you were going to investigate? No, nothing. The only crime here is that a lot of these people either tried to hold Trump accountable, okay, or they had once criticized him. Now, in a statement, President Biden said he wanted to protect those named from baseless and politically motivated investigations. And of course, he would know because he was the subject of a failed impeachment probe, okay, into him and his family members by James Comer that actually didn't shockingly didn't find anything, but not shockingly because seriously, okay. Now, the thing is, we could all see these potential witch hunts coming. Okay, again, Joe Biden could see it, so it makes sense, right? He added, the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. Now, to be fair, like Hunter Biden, who was pardoned, he actually did do something wrong. It's just something that generally doesn't get punished. Okay, usually there's some sort of plea deal involved, and that's lying on a form for a gun, which you would think Republicans would be like, no, guns for everybody. No, you shouldn't have to apply to guns anyway, except for this guy. Okay, sure. And lying and saying that he's not on drugs. Okay, but anyway, getting back to Biden's statement, he said, "Our nation owes these public servants a debt of gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country." Look, here's the thing for them. This is kind of the least he could do. Like, seriously, anybody who doesn't think that these people were in the crosshairs of the Trump administration, you got no business commenting on politics, because you know that he was going to go after them, if anything, for the distraction that it would cause. But anyway, that brings me to Don Jr., who took to Twitter to say this. He doesn't, speaking of Fauci, he doesn't have to accept the pardon. If he did nothing wrong, be a man and turn it down. But you know he won't, because everyone thinks he's guilty of so much. Guilty of what? What's the crime here? What, like, helping to save millions of Americans from dying from COVID? I mean, like, remember, 1.2 million Americans died as a result of getting COVID. Most of those happened during, before the time there was a vaccine, okay? Before the vaccine. This was during the Trump administration, okay? And so, you know, what did he do exactly? Oh, he told people to wear a mask. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Jeez. I swear these people are just so aggrieved by slight inconveniences. I have to put a mask on my face to go out to Applebee's. Oh, man. Let's just base my entire political ideology on the fact that at one time I was inconvenienced for a while. Babies. But anyway, now speaking of Fauci, he thanked Biden for the pardon, but said, hey, look, I didn't commit any crime, but I appreciate you thinking of me, right? And extending this, another person who said the same thing was Senator Mark Milley. He responded with appreciation, saying that he does not wish to spend his remaining years fighting politically charged legal battles. My family and I are deeply grateful for the president's action today. 43 years of faithful service in uniform to our nation, protecting and defending the Constitution. I do not wish to spend whatever remaining time the Lord grants me fighting those who unjustly might seek retribution for perceived slights. Those perceived slights were like calling Trump a fascist. Oh no, my free speech. Like, you're going to go after somebody for having an opinion? Apparently. So much for free speech, right? Now, getting to Biden's family members, and this is a bit more controversial, right? So he gave pardons for 5 members of his family. James Biden, his brother, he is accused of making false statements to Congress during the Comer BS impeachment probe. Okay. Sarah Jones Biden, his sister-in-law. Valerie Biden owns his younger sister. John T. Owens, his brother-in-law. And Francis W. Biden, his brother. So, look, I'm just going to say that using the pardon power in this way for preemptive pardons is controversial, to say the least. All right? And we already thought the Hunter Biden pardon was controversial. No, this is a bit more. That said, what are you going to do to Biden? He's got immunity for official acts. So he's got immunity, so he's using it. Okay, well, thank you, Supreme Court. So there you go. But of course, the issue here is not just for Biden. It's how's this going to be used in the future? The danger here is that Joe Biden opened the door to a president using pardons in this way, which has been largely untested. You know, preemptive pardons. So, of course, with everything, when Biden opens that door, what do you think Trump's going to do? He's going to run right through it. Expect him to use preemptive pardons for everybody. You know, hey, if you haven't done a crime yet, because it's preemptive, right? But you plan on doing a crime, well, that's okay. We'll just preemptively pardon you so then you can do whatever you want. I can see it happening. So, that said, Biden, on his last day, was basically, and you know, we're in unprecedented times now. So he got handed the dilemma of damned if you do, right? Because, oh, look, hypocrisy, 2020, you said no preemptive pardons, and look at you pardoning people who haven't done crimes, blah, blah, blah. Damned if you do, but damned if you don't, because it was very, very likely that Trump was going to go after these people as sort of a vendetta / distraction. And so, either way, Biden hard choices. And I think he made the only one that, for him, seemed logical. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.